Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we've got an exciting lineup featuring the best team props, total bets, and game props to keep you on the edge of your seat. Whether you're looking for expert insights or the hottest picks, we've got everything you need to make your wagers count. Alright folks, let's dive into the epic showdown that is the Calgary Flames versus Winnipeg Jets. And when I say epic, I mean one team is soaring high while the other is running on fumes from last night's back-to-back grind. Calgary is out here acting like scoring goals is an optional part of hockey, 30th in the league anyone. While Winnipeg is living their best life with league-leading offense and a goalie who stops pucks like he's got a grudge against goals. So let's break this down with some picks that might actually make you look smarter than your buddy who's betting blind on the Flames because he likes the name. 1. Winnipeg Jets minus 1.5 puck line. Oh, you thought Calgary might keep it close. That's adorable. The Flames are dragging their tired legs onto the ice for a back-to-back, while the Jets are well-rested and ready to remind them why they lead the league in scoring. With Connor Hellebuyck in net, Calgary might as well be trying to score on a brick wall. Jets by at least 2 goals. It's not even a debate. 2. Under 6 total goals. Let's be real. Calgary doesn't score much unless the stars align, and even then, it's a struggle. Sure, they've been hot lately, averaging 4.33 goals in their last 3 games, but that's like saying a kid aced 1 spelling test after failing the last 5. Add Hellebuyck's ridiculous .926 save percentage into the mix, and this game screams low-scoring snooze fest, unless the Jets decide to throw a party on Vladar. 3. First period under 1.5 goals. You know how some games start with fireworks. This won't be one of those. Calgary will likely spend the first period figuring out how to get the puck past center ice, while Winnipeg might take their time dissecting the Flames' defense. Expect a lot of skating, some decent saves, and oh yeah, not much scoring. 4. Winnipeg Jets over 3.5 goals. This is where it gets fun. Winnipeg is averaging 3.50 goals per game, and they're up against Dan Vladar, whose .889 save percentage this season is just slightly better than letting a soccer goalie take his place. The Jets will be all over Calgary's defense, and honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they hit this number halfway through the second period. 5. Calgary Flames under 2.5 goals. Dan Vladar is decent against Winnipeg historically, but let's not get crazy here. Calgary's offense is inconsistent at best and non-existent at worst. With Hellebuyck in net, the Flames might need a prayer, a miracle, and a deflected puck just to score twice. And since none of those are guaranteed, the under feels like a lock. 6. Exact score. Winnipeg 3-1. I'm calling it now. This game ends 3-1 Winnipeg. Why? Because that's how Vladar's only other game against the Jets ended. And let's face it, the Flames aren't exactly trendsetters. They're more likely to repeat history than rewrite it. So there you have it. The Jets are soaring, the Flames are sputtering, and this game is shaping up to be less of a contest and more of a clinic on how to dominate. Take these picks to the bank, or at least your group chat, so you can rub it in when you're the only one who saw this blowout coming. Calgary fans, don't take it personally. It's just hockey, and bad defense, and tired legs. You get the point. Alright folks, we've got ourselves a clash of titans here. Or maybe more like a sparring match between a lion and a cub who hasn't quite figured out how to roar yet. The Minnesota Wild roll into Chicago to face a Blackhawks team that's, well, let's just say they're playing hockey. Kind of. On one side, we have the Wild, flexing their defensive muscles like a gym rat on leg day. On the other side, the Blackhawks are trying to figure out how to stop pucks, score goals, and generally hockey better. So, buckle up because we're diving into the game prop picks for this thriller, or tragedy, depending on your perspective. Game prop picks with a side of sarcasm. 1. Minnesota Wild minus 1.5 puck line. Let's not overthink this. The Blackhawks defense has more holes than a slice of Swiss cheese, and the Wild, while not exactly offensive juggernauts, should have no problem skating circles around them. If Minnesota doesn't win by at least 2 goals, we'll know they decided to give Chicago a pity party on the ice. 2. Under 6 total goals. Let's do some quick math. 2.88 goals per game for the Wild, 2.60 for the Blackhawks, and one Philip Gustafsson, who's probably licking his chops at the thought of stuffing the Blackhawks all night. Unless the Wild decide to start scoring for Chicago, this game is staying under. 3. Wild over 3.5 goals. The Blackhawks' defense is essentially a revolving door. Pucks come in, pucks go out, and Mrazek is left wondering what he signed up for. Kaprizov and Rossi should have a field day against this crew, so don't be surprised when the Wild hit 4 goals and make it look easy. 4. Blackhawks under 2.5 goals. With an offense that's flatter than a soda left open overnight, the Blackhawks are up against one of the stingiest defenses in the league. Philip Gustafsson might as well bring a lounge chair because he won't be sweating much in this one. 5. First period under 1.5 goals. Both teams tend to take their sweet time finding the back of the net, so expect a quiet first period. Maybe a goal squeaks through if someone remembers how to aim, but otherwise, this will be as eventful as a Tuesday afternoon at the DMV. 6. Kirill Kaprizov anytime goal scorer. Kaprizov against this defense. That's like giving Picasso a blank canvas and telling him to go wild. If he doesn't score, we should check to see if he accidentally skated into the wrong arena. 7. Philip Gustafsson saves over 28.5. Sure, the Blackhawks can't score to save their lives, but they sure do like to fire off shots that go straight into the goaltender's chest. Gustafsson should easily rack up 30-plus saves while wondering if Chicago is playing a different sport entirely. This game has all the makings of a one-sided affair. The Wild are out here playing chess, while the Blackhawks are struggling to figure out checkers. Minnesota should walk away with a decisive win, and if Chicago somehow makes this competitive, I'll eat my words, along with whatever magic elixir they must have consumed to suddenly become a functional hockey team. Enjoy the game, folks. It's going to be a wild one. All right, folks, let's dive into this one. The Florida Panthers versus the Vegas Golden Knights. Two teams that can't decide whether they're defensive dynamos or offensive juggernauts. It's like watching a game of who can screw up the least, but with a side of high-octane, borderline reckless hockey. We've got injuries, questionable goaltending, and defenses that make Swiss cheese look solid. So, let's take a look at what we can bet on here, shall we? 1. Over 6.5 total goals. Oh, you thought these two teams would play a boring defensive battle? Huh. Have you seen Florida give up goals like they're handing out free samples? Vegas is practically begging to let a few slip in too. With both teams in the top 10 for power play percentage, we can expect some goals here. A total of 6.5 might seem high, but let's face it, when these two hit the ice, you're not betting on defense, you're betting on chaos. 2. Florida Panthers moneyline. Sure, Vegas might be up there in the Pacific, but let's not kid ourselves. Injuries, defensive lapses, and Ilya Samsonov's save percentage of .898 make them as reliable as a knockoff Rolex. Florida, on the other hand, has been steady with Spencer Knight in net, and they're still clinging to second place in the Atlantic. If you like a team that can score and win, bet on Florida. No, seriously, bet on Florida. 3. Jack Eichel over 1.5 points. Eichel's got 61 points this season, and he's doing most of the heavy lifting for Vegas offense. So, unless you've been living under a rock, you should know that this guy's good for at least 2 points. Florida's defense isn't exactly scaring anyone, so Eichel's gonna eat. Whether it's a goal, an assist, or both, you're looking at a solid bet here. 4. Sam Reinhart anytime goal scorer. Here's a hot take. Reinhart is one of the few guys who's actually been consistent for Florida. He's sitting at 52 points, and against a Vegas team that's been leaking goals like a sieve, he's bound to add to his total. Book it. Reinhart finds the net. 5. Both teams to score in the first period. Here's the thing. Both teams love to start fast and get on the board early. Florida has been putting up goals in their first periods, and Vegas isn't exactly known for their airtight defense either. So, yeah, both teams are probably going to find the back of the net early, and betting on this is like betting on the sun to rise. It's just going to happen. 6. Vegas over 1.5 power play goals. Vegas power play is basically a cheat code right now, converting at 28.5%. Florida's penalty kill, however, is hanging by a thread at 78.7%. If Vegas gets a few chances, they're scoring on at least one of them, if not two. It's honestly a miracle if they don't. 7. Spencer Knight saves over 28.5. Look, Spencer Knight is gonna be busy. Really busy. Vegas shoots like they're trying to break records, and Florida's defense isn't about to stop them. Knight will get peppered with shots all night, and if he doesn't hit 28.5 saves, we might need to send him a sorry for the abuse card. In conclusion, this game is going to be a messy, high-scoring affair with way more goals than anyone should really expect. Florida should squeak out a win, but don't count on Vegas rolling over. This game is practically begging you to bet on chaos, and who doesn't love a little chaos, right? Grab your popcorn, and let's see how these two manage to make a mockery of their defenses.